Well, the March primary is just weeks away now, and of course early voting starts this week, so we're sitting down with as many candidates as possible running in some key races. And joining me today is Republican candidate for governor Ted Dabrowski, also the former president of WirePoints. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining me.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I want to start with a general question. You've made the case in the past several weeks that Darren Bailey, one of your opponents, failed to connect with voters near Chicago in Cook County, et cetera, and that is why he lost by 12+ points to J.B. Pritzker 4 years ago. Why do you think you will connect more with voters here in Cook County and the surrounding counties?
Well, to start with, I live in Cook County. I was born in Chicago. My running mate is also in Cook County, and I'm half Latino, half Polish, so I feel like I'm part of the melting pot of Chicago, and this is a place that I've been operating in public policy for 15 years, so I think I know it pretty well, and I understand the suburbs much better than my opponents.
You, I know, have come out, immigration enforcement is a really big issue right now for a lot of people up in this area. You've come out strongly in favor of the Trump administration's immigration crackdown, and last week, after federal agents shot and killed ICU nurse Alex Preddy, you issued a statement saying in part that while there is a legitimate First Amendment right for people to protest policies with which they disagree, there is no right to interfere with lawful law enforcement operations ever. So do you believe those agents were justified in killing Preddy?
No, that's my point is this. My point is that Governor Pritzker should be cooperating with the federal law authorities. That's what we should be doing, like they do in Florida, Tennessee, Indiana.
In what way, though? Because, for instance, the Trust Act of 2017 prohibits local law enforcement from cooperating unless there is a judicial warrant, criminal warrant.
And that's precisely the problem. So in places like Florida, in Tennessee, and Indiana, they cooperate. They actually hand over the bad guys from the jail directly to.
But they do that now.
No,
with
only
a judicial warrant signed by a judge, of course.
Only a few cases, right? But in all those other cases where in Florida they cooperate, in Illinois they don't. We should get rid of the Sanctuary Act and just cooperate with federal authorities. And I think that would make our streets much safer. We wouldn't be chasing people down the streets. ICE wouldn't be doing that. So I would much rather cooperate and not have ICE running around the streets. And that's, I think, a big failure of Governor Pritzker.
So Darren Bailey said he would, if he were governor, work to repeal the Trust Act of 2017, which prohibits local law enforcement from doing more than turning over criminals, which they do, that they find who are here illegally and have a judicial criminal warrant as well. Would you repeal the Trust Act?
Yes, I would. Okay. Yes. And again, to be clear, you don't have these crises in other states because they cooperate. Illinois, we're kind of like Minneapolis, we're outliers. We're the extreme ones. We should be cooperating, and things would be much safer for everybody.
Before I move on to property taxes, do you agree with the tactics? You said you don't agree that agents should have shot and killed Alex Preddy. Do you agree with the tactics that immigration officers are using right now and have been using, including detaining U.S. citizens and pulling people out of cars who don't have warrants?
Well, I would argue they wouldn't have to do that if we cooperated. ICE wouldn't be chasing them down the street and finding all kinds of people.
But we do cooperate. If
No.
they're arrested and they have a judicial criminal warrant,
then we shouldn't
turn them over to.
Right. Then we shouldn't be a sanctuary state, then, right? Because why are we a sanctuary state? That means we prohibit cooperation, and that's why Florida, Tennessee, and Indiana, and a host of other states actually cooperate, and that's the big difference. The other big difference is Governor Pritzker foments a lot of the crisis by calling the federal law enforcement jackbooted thugs, terrorists, racists. So I would
I would argue the agents are masked agents who are terrorizing citizens too. I mean,
but you don't see. It's happening in sanctuary states. So I would do something different. I would cooperate with the feds. I would not call our federal law enforcement names, and we would have much more peace on the streets. I want peace on the streets, and Pritzker doesn't. He's fighting. We know what he's doing. He's fighting Trump. And that's the big problem. It's a big fight between them.
Let's move on to property taxes, because we could talk about immigration enforcement for a long time. You want to cap property taxes at 1% above a home's value. Property taxes, of course, as you know, I don't have to tell you, levied by local municipalities, the county, city governments. So how would you go about doing that? What law would you change, and then how do you make up for lost revenue? Yeah,
so Indiana has a cap on 1% of your home value can be taxed, and that's it. And that's the national average. Indiana's below that. We are closer to 2%. We're the highest in the country. Under Governor Pritzker, we're now #1 in the country for property taxes. So we have to bring them down.
The state doesn't levy the property tax.
Right, but you can pass a law that puts a limit on it.
So that's what you would work to do?
Yes, and we'd have to phase it in. It's an ambitious goal, but we should go for it because you're seeing people on the west side burn property tax bills. In southern Illinois, central Illinois, it's the #1 issue on the campaign trail. People are going crazy.
How do you make
They're
up
leaving.
that lost revenue then?
Oh, then we have to look at all the fat waste bureaucracy that we have, and we have lots of it.
What about education funding? I know you're for school choice. A lot of folks, at least in Cook County, are not for school choice. How do you balance the need for public education, but also pushing for school choice?
I think you champion both. Look, we're always going to have public schools, and we should have the best public schools we can have. But people also need choice. I've written about it a lot. So many kids are trapped in schools that just don't work, where 10% of kids read at grade level or 15%. That's not fair to the parents. The parents should have the power to take their kids and find the best school for their children. And those who want the public schools, we have to fight to make them better. We have to raise standards. We have to make sure that kids can read before they move on to the next grade.
And how would
and
you
phonics.
What do you, really quickly, and then I do have to wrap you, I'm so sorry. What do you mean by phonics?
Oh, we have to get back to phonics. We got away from phonics in our schools, like hooked on phonics. I taught my kids how to read with phonics. We got so far away from that, the kids can't read, and you can see the results across the state. Our children can't read anymore. I'll be the literacy governor. I'll be the literacy champion in Illinois.
Okay, and I know so many more issues to touch
Yes.
on. This always goes very quickly. I said that to your opponent, Darren Bailey, last week, but Ted Dabrowski, Republican candidate for governor, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Dana. Appreciate you having me on.
Okay, have a good one. And we, of course, want to mention that we have reached out to other Republican candidates on the ballot also running for governor, as well as Governor Pritzker, offering them an interview as well. If you want to watch our interview with Ted Dabrowski or Darren Bailey, you'll be able to find that on our website.